All right, people, I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. It's been a great morning already. Already got a workout in. So I'm doing cardio, then muscle training, and cardio, and muscle, and that's what I'm doing. And writing when I'm not doing that. So I got, man, you know I love a good letter. All right, so I got some sauces, and from that thumbnail, is that interesting? All right, Tim Paulman is a great guy. He owns Paulman Acres. And, you know, I've been a fan of this company for a long time. They really kind of go back almost to the beginning of the channel. Maybe a couple of years into it. Anyway, I want to read this letter to you. It says, Dear, hi, Johnny. I wanted to send you the latest Paulman Acre release. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary. Congratulations, Paulman Acre. And we thought it'd be fun to do some variant versions of our sauces. This is the first of those variants called Don't Pear, like fear, pear, it's a play on words there. Don't Pear the Primo, which is a sibling to the fan favorite, Don't Pear the Reaper, okay? Now first, okay, we made Don't Pear the Reaper in 2015, okay? And it was considered a really hot sauce at the time. So hot, in fact, that we had to dumb it down quite a bit because we were scorching everybody who tried the sauce at the markets and fairs. Fast forward to 2024, however, and the definition of really hot sauce has changed pretty dramatically in the last 9 years. Indeed. And as a thank you to the super hot lovers, we wanted to create a variant run that stayed true to Pear the Reaper ethos. We boosted the heat quite a bit in the process. Don't Pear the Primo is the result. We'll be doing several other variant sauces this year, and I will aim to get every one of them sent over to you shortly after their release. I hope you enjoy, Tim Paulman. What a good guy Tim is. And I really love his sauce. You know, here's the thing that I like about his sauces. He's a fermented sauce guy. Oh, man. A lot of their sauces are fermented sauces, which I'm really a fan of. I gotta show you guys something. This is the weirdest watch I've ever had. Okay, about a month ago, I've had this watch for a couple months, okay? Tommy has one too. It's a strange watch. It's an automatic watch. Swatch owns Blancpain, okay, which is one of the oldest watch companies. And they make super high-end watches. This watch is an automatic watch. It only has 51 components inside. A human being has never touched the inside of this watch. It's completely made on a machine with machinery, whatever. Anyway, here's the thing that's weird about it. About a month ago, Tommy and I, our phones were essentially at the same, or the second hands were literally at the exact same spot. Okay, about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. And it just so happened that if you look on your phone, right there, there's a second hand. And this is never wrong because it's a computer, right? So by chance, the second hand happened to be the exact same spot as my phone. So I was very, very easily able to track if it was fast or slow. And in a month and a half, almost 2 months, it's only lost about 12 or 13 seconds in a month and a half. Now, if anybody has owned an automatic watch, you're probably saying, I don't believe you. Like, it doesn't even sound realistic to have an automatic watch that accurate, but I swear it is. And Tommy's watch is only a few seconds away, plus or minus where my watch is. So, and they're identical, you know, different color, but the same watch. It's just the weirdest watch I've ever owned. It's bizarre. Anyhow, we're going to get to this review in just a second. I should have had this on before. I just got out of the shower is the problem. All right, so we're going to now have both of these. We have Don't Pear the Reaper and the Primo. So what we're going to do is, because the 7-pot Primo is the pepper, that's the logo for the Chase the Heat channel, this channel, we're going to do Don't Pear the Primo first. All right? So, I thought I was going to be able to read this. I'm just getting old. Okay, we got that, and we got that. All right, so now let's get into the ingredients on this bad boy. Actually, before we do the ingredients, we'll just read a little what they have on the label. Paulman Acre, don't Pear the Reaper, or the Primo, excuse me. In the spirit of celebrating our 10th anniversary, Paulman Acre is releasing a small batch of variants, classic sauces, Don't Pear the Primo. They pretty much told us that. Don't Pear the Reaper, that combines the super hot Primo 7 pot peppers with sweet Dianhu pears and tangy raspberry zing. Wow. Savory, sweet, and exceedingly spicy. Man, oh man, don't threaten me with a good time, Tim. Okay. Here are the ingredients. A chili blend, okay, of 7-pot Primo, habanero, and Fresno. Vinegar, Danhu pears, I don't know if I said that right. Raspberries, bell pepper, shallots, lemon, water, garlic, agave nectar, and spices. Doesn't it sound like such a winning combination? But they ferment a lot of their sauces, and I just love that. I think all their sauces are fermented. I think, you know what's really funny? I remember early on thinking, that's just genius. And the reason I always thought having sauces, if your sauce line was predominantly fermented, the reason that made sense to me is that my first love for hot sauces was Tabasco, which is a fermented sauce. So I think what he's done is he's created a bunch of sauces that people have this natural affinity to, whether they realize it or not, because we all fell in love with Tabasco first. Now, I might be thinking that because that's just my experience, but I bet you I'm not the only one. So for that reason, I think that was genius. Whether he did that for that purpose or not, still pretty impressive. All right, so listen, tomorrow or the next day, it won't be tomorrow, it'll be the next day or the day after, I'll be reviewing the Reaper version. But today we are doing the Primo. Don't pair the Primo. All right, so Tim's gonna love this. I was thinking about this. I'm like, should I say it? And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I think maybe some of the greatest aromas of any sauces I've ever smelled are Paulman Acre. And this one really has such a unique aroma. There's a fruitiness you can pick up, but it's not like just the pears or just the raspberry, but there's a bit of fruitiness. Smell the heat. It's a complex aroma. I wish I had. Here's the thing. I've gotten better over the years at describing what I'm tasting. I've gotten a lot better at that. Describing what you're smelling is still a challenge for me to a degree. There's still some times where I'll taste something or smell something even. More often smell where I'm like, what is that? I'm getting better at being able to do that. My mustache is driving me crazy. Tomorrow I'm leaving on a plane to go see my daughter graduate. So I may have to get my goatee trimmed. Here's the pour, people. Got a funny story to tell you after this. Here we go. From Paulman Acre, don't pair the Primo. You betcha. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Balancing a sauce is an art form. I'm just telling you, balancing a sauce is an art form. And depending on the ingredients that you have in the sauce, it becomes more difficult. For instance, the super hot peppers. It's hard to balance that sauce because it's hot, but pears and raspberries, and then garlic and shallots, and the way it's all balanced, unbelievable. I can't wait to do, what we'll do is I'm going to do this one, I'll do the Reaper, and then I'm going to do a side-by-side, see which one, is the hottest, because it doesn't really matter which one tastes better. And the hottest, we'll see. But this is delicious. It's a very, very complex sauce, meaning that even in the aroma, it's complex, where if you sample the aroma, you're going to pick things up differently in one time than you may the other. And I think it's a similar thing with the flavor. Now there's vinegar in it, but you're not going to pick up the vinegar. I really don't. just a beautiful sauce. Really lovely. Really looking forward to trying the Reaper one. The flavor on it is spectacular. It's really a delicious sauce. Now the heat on it, Tim is right, from Paulman Acre. He's right. And you know this, the tolerance and as in general, what we all consider hot has changed dramatically over the years. And this is good. If you're not a chili head, this is going to be a little too hot for you. Here's a problem. If a sauce is too hot for you, you don't taste it. You're not going to taste the things I taste. So if I tell you a sauce, he's like, man, he's describing that sauce. I want to taste it. You have to factor in where your tolerance is. If your tolerance is really low, you aren't going to taste the things I'm tasting because you're going to be overrun with pain. So a non-chili, this would be very, very hot for. A chili head, you're talking 6 and above. It's going to be a 6 out of 10. Now, that's not to say there's not going to be chili heads that will say it's a 7 or 8, because there are going to be people that say, hey, I'm still a chili head, and I'll say that's an 8. It happens. But there are also going to be some chili heads that probably call it a 5. But it's a very, very, very tasty sauce. There's great texture. You got seasoning. It just really is good. There's no bitterness. Like I said, he's an art. He's an artist when it comes to balancing a sauce. Very impressed with it. I love the raspberry little zing to it. All right, so let me tell you the funny story that happened last night. So last night I went to bed. A couple things happened last night. And I give you my word, as God is my witness, I'm telling you a true story. So I went to a poker game last night. I haven't played poker with a bunch of guys in a long time. So I went to a poker game with a buddy of mine. And we sat down and started playing. And to me, there's nothing more fun than going to a poker game with a bunch of people who've been playing together for a long time. It's hilarious because they all know each other and you don't. And to watch them all interact, it's fun as can be. So that was happening. So I went to this poker game and and you have to, the play is different. People play, like these guys, the very first, on the flop, but we're playing Texas Hold'em. Pre-flop, guys are going all in, just all the time. So it was an interesting game. $20 buy-in. So I played and I lost. I was like, I lost my hand. And I was like, I'm going to tap out. And they're like, man, just buy it. Come in one more time. So I put bought some more. Bottom line is I want all my money back. But I got a hand last night that has only happened to me 2 other times in life. Once it happened playing computer poker, and once it happened with people face to face. I got a royal flush last night. Now, the odds of getting a royal flush are 1 in 647,000. I have a witness. It was crazy. And it's funny, this pot, they have a thing for the highest hand of the year. And if you have the highest hand of the year, then you play for a pot. Bottom line is I had the highest. I had a royal flush to the king. There's only one hand in the deck that beats that, and that's a royal flush to the ace. And it was everybody at the table, their jaws just went. They couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe it. And the funny thing was, I didn't have the king. I had the 10 of hearts, and they were looking at it before the flip. Everybody's going. The whole bunch of people were going all in. I only had $6,000 at the time in chips, so I went all in, and I had the 10. And I was just hoping nobody had the ace, because if they had the ace, I'm done. And nobody had the ace. The person sitting next to me also had a heart, but it was a lower heart, and I took it. They were gonna get So they were gonna get a flush. I had a straight flush. So royal flush. Is that insane? So that was the first weird thing that happened last night. The odds of that are astronomical. I mean, I said to my friend, let's go buy a lottery ticket. The other weird thing that happened is I came home after the game. I went to bed, played guitar a little bit, then I went to bed. So I was laying in bed. Let me show you what happened. This happened. The 7-pot Primo beef stick from Blazing Foods. You know what else happened from Blazing Foods? A bag of 7-pot Primo crack balls. And I ate them in bed. Okay? We must have been 11:30, right? And it was weird. I haven't done that in a long time, like a midnight snack. And I was just like, I couldn't stop. And turned the light off, go to bed. At 12:30, light came on. I had calf cramps from one beef stick and a bag of cheese balls. How about that? And fire hose in the morning. So I got up at 12:30, the cramps hit. So I was laying there, I was thinking, okay, I got cramps. I have calf cramps in the middle of the night. And I lay there, I was like, okay, let's assess these calf cramps. Am I gonna be able to sleep with these calf cramps? Or are they a little too strong for sleep? They were a little strong for sleep. So I got up and played guitar for a while. But I haven't had calf cramps in the middle of the night in a really long time. All right, people, tomorrow I'm going to Texas to watch my daughter graduate college. She's going to be a surgeon. I'm so proud of her. So I can't wait. So there'll be a video tomorrow, the day of her graduation. There will be no video. I'm going to spend the day with my daughter and my children. So I can't wait for that. So that'll happen. So on the 11th, there will be no videos. On the 12th, there will be, and then the 13th, and then back to normal. But I'll be taking off tomorrow for that. Hey, listen, in the description box, you're going to see a link for Paulman Acre. Tim Paulman is a great guy, and he really makes great sauces. So please check him out. Tell him I sent you. And I'll tell you what, if you want, here's the thing. If you heard this, me describe this, you're like, I just need that sauce, then buy this and buy this also. Or you can wait until I do this and decide what you want, but I would buy both, even though I haven't had this one yet. Tim, great sauce. The link's in the description box below. Right here is my son, Johnny Scoville Jr. Right here is the lifeboat. Right here, all the challenges I've done since this bizarre, absurd journey began 8 years ago. And right here is pepperology for all the new people. Who loves you? I do. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.